Why do you climb?
Because I love to do it. I did once and then I just can't stop.
Do you have any reason for do it?
Well, I have a few good reasons. I do it because it's one of a few moments in my life that I can talk serious with myself. Another one is to outwit the death. One last reason could be to living in a different way, for the total understanding about to be one with the world and all to exist.
Tell us about what is rock climbing and what it means in your life.
All that I can say about it is what I have been watching since I was a child about mountaineering and a subset called rock climbing. When I was around 7, my father and uncles decided to join to the Colombian Scouts, again because they were belong in their chill hut. And then my relation with the mountain began. In my normal life, I had the benefits that provide me the fact that in my weekends I share almost all my time with the nature. In these breaks, I learned all that I can about how interacting with the nature, and on each trekking, I began to fall in love with the mountain and nature. The time passed, and I knew the other things. I mean, another perspectives to see the life, like beer, parties, chess, and so there was a lot of time, years, that I get away from my old activities. However, the calling is the calling, and in my 17th, with my friend Gabo, we were decided to return to the mountain and came back to our favorite mountain in this moment, Huaycapuru, placed between the Tabio and Tenjo small towns. In this place, I think that I can feel the God's hand, and surrounded by the best friends, a lot of friends, we begin to change our life and give the order to the cows. In this moment, I learned that the mountaineering is not just part of my life, it's a style of life, and in the way that I closer to this, I become more disciplined and feel my mind clearer. Every moment that you spend on the nature, you wish it would be forever, and not as a way to escape from reality, but really as the true reality that made us more conscious of the fact that we are a part of something bigger. So we adapt better with everything around us, generating the less impact on the environment to give equilibrium to our ideas. So we turn down our spirit and raise up the conscience. The time passed again, and in my mind I had only 2 or 3 things about what climbing mountain is. Rock climbing is a way to separate our mind in a closer relationship with all that exists in the nature. And in the ascent, I think I'm learning me and climb through my soul in a process of focus in the instant, in the present. Now, for a technical details, I could say that you have to preview the more important things that you will use in the way to optimize the way to use the space in your bag, and be always in mind that any place when you were will be like your home, and that I like to do everything I do with love. Another thing that we have to know is that when you improve your fitness, it's for sure that you will make more difficult advances and see behind like another goal accomplished. In the mountains, I think that an important rule is to be in calm when you take choice, when you do anything. If you don't think calm down, it's easy make mistakes, and some important rules but simple mistakes can finish your life. This only shows us that the alert state is imminent to evaluate every single situation in every step. When you got it in mind, the rest is begun to improve your knowledge about what attitudes, equipment and cares optimize your estadia in the place. In the knowledge of nature, I had been in amazing places and know a lot of beauty people that make me feel so happy and part of all this. Some of these places are the Tatacoa Desert, the Chicamocha Canyon, La Barra in Huanchaco, the Tayrona Park and, of course, the Suezca Rocks between others. So, an important part of the mountain is the rock climbing, and from my point of view, consists in all that involves the use of your hands to ascend. I mean, if you need your hands for the ascent, then you are climbing. Depend of the equipment involved in the ascent, you can climb in a classic kind, in a sport kind, or bouldering one between among. The first one is when you take the naked rock and put your equipment for the ascent. That is the second danger way to climb, because you have to believe that the things like this are gonna be strong and in the original place. In the way of ascent, you have to put the pieces in the scissors and pass the rope by the carabiner. The second class of climbing is that I practice, and it knows like a sportive climbing. It consists in the same that the classic, but the shapes are inserted in the rock, and these are called bolts, and you have only that pass, the express tape by dust, and the rope by the carabiner, and it's all. Go for the top. You have to be careful. A lot of routes have a long distance between the bolts, and if you make a mistake, then the rope can unhook off the bolt and fly till the next one. The last kind of above named is the boulder climb, that consists in a route that no passing the 3 or 5 meters. I think that bouldering is the most important form of training for climbing better in a rock-led climb, but is itself a kind of climbing with many climbers, and can have a high levels that implies, for example, 1 or 2 very difficult moves. There are 2 a mixed climbing that implies the 2 real stages, sled and classic. In Suezca, for example, there is a lot of this kind of climb. For finish, maybe the most inspiring and requires more concentration is the free solo climb, that implies climbing without protection, and if you fail, you're dead for sure. In this moment, the best free solo climb in the world is Alex Honnold from my point of view, and I like to show you for finish a short film of these climbings. So, thanks for all and climb forever.